Hey everybody, welcome back to the Awful Gaming channel. I'm your host, Captain Awf. Today we're going to be playing a little bit of Disgaea 5, Alliance of Vengeance. Another series I'm a longtime fan of. I've been playing the Disgaea series since the first game, back on the PS2. I played almost every iteration of it, including the DS port, the PSP ports, the Vita ports, not the PC ports. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm not that much of a PC gamer. I live that console life. But yeah, the 5 was the latest entry. The 6th game recently released, but we don't talk about the 6th game. So the 5th game is the most recent entry to release that actually counts, and that's what we're going to be playing today. For the sake of the channel, we're going to be starting a brand new fresh save file. I've already tweaked the settings, the audio, the game speed, stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and just jump right into it and push start.
A netherworld crisis of extinction-level proportions was perpetrated by the Demon Emperor, Void Dark. The historians of later generations look back in puzzlement at this historical event, the largest netherworld war, which erupted and expanded in a flash, and ended in just one night. Some call it the war with no victor, while others call it the war with no hero. The truth of this event remains a mystery to this day.
It's reckless of you to invade the territory of the Lost. I don't know which netherworld you're from, but we're gonna put you in your place.
Madam Seraphina! At this rate, they're gonna annihilate us, dude!
What did you just say? I will not abide being annihilated. 1 sardine for 20 hours of labor. That was our agreement. Now, put your backs into it. Your soft, squishy backs.
1 sardine to fight a merciless battle isn't a fair trade, dude! First of all, it's impossible for us to defeat Demon Emperor Void Dark on our own, dude!
Though it's against my upbringing to sully my own hands, this once I shall unleash my overload-powered Baylor gaze. Excuse me, you right there. What do you think you're doing?
Eating, obviously. It's a fluffy rising dragon bowl with all white breast meat from a 1,000-year-old dragon lord and its egg. It's delicious. All right then, I'm finished refueling. Let me get rid of these guys.
You destroyed an entire squad of the Lost Army single-handedly. I found my prince.
Episode 1, Prelude to Vengeance.
Excuse me, please wait. My goodness. Please wait, Zerkilia. Do you have any idea how much walking I had to do to catch up with you? I spent 1 whole hour walking non-stop through the desolate netherworld that is blood parch. At this rate, my legs will be as rock hard as a foolish Gorgon who was petrified by a cockatrice.
Well, Madame Seraphina didn't actually take a single step herself, dude.
I will have silence.
If you want to rest, take all the time you want. I'm leaving.
How cruel, Zerkilia. Surely you mustn't be planning to leave me here all alone.
You decided on your own to follow me.
You are incorrect. Zerkilia, you decided on your own to save me from the lost. Now you must take responsibility for that decision.
That's unreasonable. I'm out of here. Ugh! Why?
See? You can't even dodge a simple attack. You must be exhausted, Zerkilia. If you keep pushing yourself like this, you will never defeat Demon Emperor Void Dark. In fact, you're liable to become roadkill. This gate connects to a pocket netherworld set aside for my exclusive use. Now, Prinnies, please be Zerkilia's escort. All men are destined to dance in the palm of the hand of the Overlord of Gorgeous, Seraphina.
Alright, so there you go. Now that we got the opening cutscene and all that stuff out of the way, we get into the game proper. We've been introduced to Seraphina's pocket netherworld dimension. Bless. Little bit of dialogue here. Yeah, I've got the cutscene dialogue set to auto. I guess I'll be reading the non-cutscene dialogue out as it appears, just for the sake of people that want to know what's being said but don't want to be bothered to read it. I'm not going to be doing voices though. I'm not that kind of YouTuber. Let's see. Welcome to my pocket netherworld, Zerkilia. You can walk around in here by using the left stick when you want to talk to me or one of the other citizens. Stand in front of them and press the X button. If you want to change the view, press the R1, L1 buttons to spin the camera, or press square and R1, L1 to change the zoom. This is the Netherworld Hospital. When you're injured, come here to treat your wounds. This is the Rose and Queen Company. They sell weapons, armor, and recovery items that you'll need for battle. When you want to go outside, please talk to the Dimension Prinny. Of course, I'll go with you. New purchase content has been added to the DLC shop because I am a DLC troll and have bought all of the game's DLC. Alright, so, boom, there. We have control of the characters. We're able to move around. You can see Seraphina follows us wherever we go. You know, that's just a thing she does. You'll notice that she's got the exclamation point over her head. In the top right corner of the screen, you see the event bubble. Unlike other Disgaea games so far, you can interact with different characters between stages to get little, like, faux cutscenes where it's just some dialogue between the characters. Usually it's nothing important to the story itself. It's just cute little interactions that you get between characters during their downtime. To do those events, you just approach whichever character has the exclamation point and press X. Zerkilia, we don't have to worry about being invaded by the Lost here. Please relax and enjoy yourself. Sorry, but I don't have any time to waste. Where's the exit? I'm not making the funny noises. My, what an injury. You must have been wounded during our battle against the Lost. No, I got this scar when you shot me. Zerkilia risked his life to protect me from the Lost because he was seduced by my beauty. Yes, I know how you feel. You don't have to feel embarrassed. It's natural for men to kneel before me. I'm not doing the laugh. Are you listening to me? Now then, allow me to reintroduce myself, since I'm going to be your master. I am the wealthiest in all of the 3 worlds, the Princess Overlord of Gorgeous Seraphina. The previous Overlord, my father, tried to arrange a marriage of convenience between me and Void Dark. I got pissed, so I ran away. You're an Overlord, but you ran away from home. What kind of Overlord are you? If Void Dark wasn't in the picture, I would never have had to dirty my feet in Blood Parch. That's why I'm out here to get revenge on Void Dark. He humiliated me. You call that getting revenge? Anyway, fine. I don't have any interest in who you are. Do whatever you want. Not doing the laugh. Not so fast. You're my servant. So, you'll notice real quick, Seraphina kind of has a narcissistic attitude. You know, I'm the prettiest, I'm the wealthiest, I'm the best. Very self-centered. Everything's about her. You know, her wants, her desires. She sees everything as, how does this benefit me? You know. Yeah, there we go. We have another event from her. If you don't do the events as they pop up, if you progress the game, like if I were to go play the first actual combat level, then I would lose the events. So we're gonna have to go ahead and go through them all as they pop up, so we don't miss out, because there's no way to go back and redo them in later parts of the game if you miss them. I just remembered, Cerkilia. Have you been saving? Yeah, I'm on top of it. That's my Cerkilia. Save your progress to record your activities. However, Cerkilia, people tend to forget to save from time to time. Would you like to take extra care and save one more time? I don't really think I need to, but if you're going to be so persistent. So yeah, just your typical in-game reminder, hey, save often. You know, you don't want to get screwed over by, oops, something happened, power goes out, lost a fight, cat knocked over the PlayStation, you know, any number of circumstances. So save often, all that fun stuff. So before we jump into doing missions, one thing about Disgaea games is every chapter you'll find random loot scattered around the hub. It's always 3 chests that spawn per episode. It's not really ever anything like legendary or missable content that you won't otherwise get. It's just free stuff. So it's always kind of like a game of hide and seek to find the chests each chapter. I believe there's a trophy award for collecting every chest in every chapter, which I've probably already accomplished by now. So anyways, we're gonna go around real quick, pick them up. Here's 1. Here's 2. And here's 3. So that's it. That's all of the chests that'll appear in this chapter. We don't have to worry about tracking them down again. Like I said, it's free items. It's usually just like basic items that are whatever level the episode you're doing is, or a handful of in-game currency, which is referred to as hell in this series. So we got that out of the way. We can jump straight into the first story level.
Where would you like to go, dude?
Are you finding my pocket netherworld comfortable enough, Cerkilia? How do you like it?
I don't have any time to waste in a place like this.
My, I can't believe what I'm hearing from someone who eats in the middle of a battle.
It's like, haven't you ever heard that an army marches on its stomach?
You're more of a gourmand than you project, Cerkilia. Well, as long as you're strong, it matters not to me. You could say that this pocket netherworld is Cerkilia's and my love nest. Please feel free to use anything here.
Just so you know, I have no intentions of asking anyone for help.
That is simply not possible. You see, Cerkilia, you and I are connected by the red string of fate.
It's more like a blood-stained leash than a red string of fate, dude!
You are mine, Cerkilia. Please, do not resist.
And what if I do?
All men are destined to become my obedient servants. Ha! Now, Kilia, follow my orders.
I refuse.
Huh? That's odd. Ha! Ha! Now you will find me irresistible. Even if you are an overlord, you cannot resist the temptation of my overload power, Disgaes.
What are you trying to do?
Nothing, Cerkilia. According to the information the Prinnies gathered, there are lost army forces in Blood Parch. Let's get going.
So you've heard him use that word several times already, the overlords. Overlords are like the strongest of the strong. In the first game, it was kind of explained that an overlord, the overlord, was the strongest demon, out there. But later games, it has evolved to be, the overlord is the title given to the strongest demon on any given netherworld, which is like a hellscape planet. So each particular netherworld has its own overlord. So that's pretty much like a ranking, a title. That's why you'll notice several characters are referred to as that.
My, who might you guys be?
What's wrong with you? Who goes around shooting at someone before finding out who they are?
I am truly sorry. Your social status is clearly lower than mine, and you seem like a small fry, so I took the shot.
Who are you calling a small fry? We are the aristocracy of Bloodparch. We are cracking down on anyone who looks suspicious and taxing them.
Aristocracy? But you all look so shabby.
Their lives were probably ruined by the Lost, and they have since lowered themselves to being bandits.
Shut up! Just listen. If you don't want to die, then hand over all the money you've got.
I do not even have a single hell to give to dirty bandits like you. Aren't you guys demons too? If you really need some money, then why don't you use force and take it? In any event, dirty bandits like you don't stand a chance of defeating Sir Killia.
What are you talking about? You're gonna have to fight too.
Excuse me?
I've got something I need to do. I don't have time to protect an unsophisticated princess forever. I'll teach you the basics so that you can figure out the rest by yourself.
Are you telling me to do manual labor?
If you don't, then I'm leaving right now.
Very well, I'll fight. It seems I have no choice. However, I don't have any fighting experience whatsoever.
I'm surprised to hear you say that, given how often you've been firing your gun this whole time.
Hey! How long are you guys gonna chat? Hurry up and cough up every hell you have, or you're gonna be sorry!
Seems like they're ready to start. Prepare yourself.
I guess I have no choice. In that case, I'll strip everything of value from those bandits.
Yay, tutorial level. I'm not going to do the tutorial level. You guys are here to watch gameplay, not learn how to play the game. If you wanted to do that, you could download it and play it for yourself. So we're going to skip the tutorial, and I'll just kind of explain everything the tutorial would tell you as we go. So, boom shakalaka. Here we are. This is a combat map. It's an isometric grid-based strategy RPG style game. So the map is made up of square tiles. Characters can move a certain number of tiles. Different characters have different ranges. Different characters equip different kind of weapons. Killia we're going to use him as a fist user. So, close range, get in there, get close. He has to be standing physically next to a target to attack it. Seraphina is a weenie, so she fights with guns. So she's a ranged attacker. Guns attack in a direct line of sight, so one of four directions. They have longer range than bows, which are the other ranged weapons, but can only attack in a straight line, whereas bows can attack in a more of a rounded area. But we don't have any bow users yet, so we're not worried about that. We do have a handful of generics. We come, you know, with these pre-made generics, but we're not going to use them. They're going to stay there for now. Combat takes place in a series of turns. It goes your turn, enemy turn, your turn, enemy turn, until the battle is over. You do a turn by assigning actions for all your characters. That's moving, attacking, using special skills, lifting, defending, whatever it is you want them to do. So, like, we'll have Killia move here. We'll have Seraphina move here. We'll have Seraphina... No, we want Killia to kill him. We'll have Killia attack. To end your turn, you push triangle and either hit execute or end turn. Execute makes your characters perform whatever actions you have selected for them without ending your turn. So what we can do is move Seraphine over here and have her shoot this cactus. Yes, there are destructible items on the map. So what we'll do is have Seraphina, we'll hit execute, boom, she attacks, but the turn isn't over, so I can still have Killia attack, and now we'll end our turn. And that's how combat works. It's as basic as that. Different characters have different skills. You can use different skills to attack groups of enemies, attack enemies at range. There's buff spells, there's debuffs, you know, all your typical RPG style stuff. But that's pretty much the gist of it. A little post-combat dialogue here, just some more tutorial stuff. Basically, Killia is explaining the bonus list. As you perform actions, kill enemies, do cool stuff in the level, you will accrue a gauge that fills up. The higher the gauge goes, that's the bonus gauge. The higher the rank you get, the more bonus items you get for completing a level. The bonuses are always randomized, except for the top item, which is a one-time guaranteed, typically rare item or like really unique skill that you have to fill the gauge all the way up to get. Sometimes it takes a little specific planning. You have to fight a certain way to fill the gauge all the way, or there are items you can farm that help you to fill the gauge. After that, you have the MVP award. Whichever characters perform best during a fight, like kill the most enemies, do the most damage, anything like that, you'll receive an MVP award at the end of the fight, which is basically just a little bit of experience. It's not enough that, you know, it's going to be game-changing or you're going to power level through MVP award. It's just a little bit of bonus, kind of just shows you, hey, these are your best characters, they perform the best, they get a little bit of bonus for killing a bunch of stuff. You know, nothing groundbreaking, it's just a thing. Alright, so as you can see from that little bit of dialogue right there, we just unlocked the recruiter. What the recruiter is the guy we're going to be going to make all of our generic characters. Says, you're here, you can recruit personnel from the netherworlds who meet your requirements from here. See, what should I do to get more new servants? If you want to increase the number of characters, select the top option, hire character. You'll need hell money to recruit them, but I'll give you the first one for free. Oh my, how lucky of me. Sir Killia, let's try recruiting. So it basically is just a tutorial, walks you through how to make a character, so we're just going to have to roll through this one real quick and get it done. Hire character. First, select the class that you'd like to recruit. My, the variety is smaller than I thought. Why can't I just recruit a strong dragon? If you haven't earned the trust of the class, then they won't let you recruit them. Eventually, class will support you if you solve the quest they submit or if you get famous from fighting the Lost. Let me briefly talk about the different classes. First, the Warrior Valkyrie. The duty is to fight on the front lines. Warriors use their endurance for close combat. The female, unlike the male, has high speed and specializes in hit and runs. She's also good with a bow. Next, Magician Witch. They use magic from a distance. If you use magic the enemy's weak to, expect higher damage. The Magician has stronger magic, so he's useful for fighting strong enemies. Although he burns through SP quicker, so don't use too much magic and run out of SP before the boss arrives. The Witch lacks magical power, but she uses SP more efficiently, so she can use magic non-stop. Some demons are ridiculously strong against physical attacks, so you'll want a magic user in your party for sure. Next, the Monks. They're experts with fists. They mainly fight by taking the enemy's attack and countering the attack. The males aim for strong counterattacks, while the females are speedy and evade attacks for a truly offensive style. Next, the clergy cleric, the healers. Their combat abilities are weak, but they have a key role in healing allies. I wouldn't want to fight in a party that doesn't have any healers. The males specialize in support magic in addition to healing. They can cure ailments while they heal. The females have really strong healing abilities. When fighting a strong enemy, she'll be a great help. Also, as they level up, they learn the all-inclusive cure spell Espore, which will be of great help. Ailments are basically cured by the use of the spell or the item fairy dust. You should learn it as soon as possible. Next, the maid. She specializes in using items. She can use items on top of doing other actions, so she serves many roles. She can also use the attack item throwing knife and then attack after that. Lastly is the Prinny. Monster characters like Prinnies are different than humanoids. The biggest characteristic of monsters is that they can use Magic Change command to become a humanoid's weapon. The type of weapons they become through Magic Change depends on the monster's race, so make sure the weapons suit the ally. That's it for the introductions. I said a lot, but if you have a magician, witch, and a clergy cleric, you're fine for now. We're not going to make either of those right now. We're going to burn through just making the first forced tutorial generic unit real quick. Next, insert the name you'd like to recruit a demon to have. Can you really find someone who meets everything we're looking for, even down to their name? The netherworlds are huge. Surprisingly, we can. Alright, I'll search for the name AAA and... oh, there's actually quite a few. This is getting sad, dude. Okay, so yeah, basically a funny way of just telling you you can name your character whatever you want. There is a random button down there. There are a lot of unique and quirky and just downright stupid random names you can come across. Like, there we go, right there. We got Uppercuticus, Sean, Think So, question mark, you know, Todd, Billy Ray, Joe Bob. I mean, it's just, there's an infinite number of names. But we're not really worried about what we call this guy. You'll see why in a second. So we're going to confirm. Next, select the capability. The better the capability, the stronger the demon will be, but it'll cost you. But it's free this time, right? Yes, but you can only select between good for nothing and incompetent. My, how cheap of you. Okay, so when you create a generic character, you got to pay the in-game currency, the hell, to create a character. When you create a character, depending on how much hell you're willing to spend, you can create them at a different rank here. Good for nothing, competent, average, skilled, distinguished, and genius. What the ranks do is give you more or less bonus points to assign to their stats when you create them. Good for nothing is the cheapest, but has a -5 bonus stat, meaning you actually have to subtract a total of 5 from their base stats. So if you're desperate enough to make a good for nothing character, you're doing something wrong. So we'll just go with incompetent for now. Next, the stats of the demons you want to recruit. Even if they're the same class, if one has a higher capability, then their stats will be higher than average. If the class prides itself for their strength, you can ask for one with even more strength, or maybe with more stamina. On the other hand, a low capability monster may have lower stats than usual. It all depends on the class. They truly are helpless. So there we go. We have 1 remaining bonus point. So what we can do is any of these stats, and it's all your typical RPG stats. HP, SP, attack, defense, intelligence, resistance, hit, and speed. However many bonus points you have, you can assign to, you know, any stat to increase that stat. So that's how that works. We'll just, you know, toss it on HP. Next, select the level of the demon you're recruiting. You have to pay more hell for a higher level recruit. Alright, can we please get one that's level 9,999? It's free after all. There is a limit on what you can select. If you want to recruit a high level demon, you have to be equally strong. So if I want to hire a strong demon, I have to get stronger. So, how that works is, when you create a character, you can create them at a higher level, but I want to say that it's like within 80% of whatever your main character, whatever Kilia's range is. I'm not 100% sure what the range is, but so like right now Kilia is level 3, and the max we can make a character is level 2, and you can see it just adds a tiny bit of total hell to that there. So there we go. Next, select the personality you want to recruit. This will not affect their stats, so choose whatever you like. In that case, I want someone who's loyal, smart, efficient, works hard, doesn't complain, and will work for free. That's impossible, dude. Alright, what personality does is just changes the character's dialogue. It's you know, their call-outs when they attack you, skills, stuff like that. So you can press triangle to listen to a few like preview clips.
Sit. Say up. Later. Ora. Do it now, partner. Nice and light. My muscles are happy. Muscle victory. Good thing I trained.
So yeah, that's all that affects. It just gives you different, you know, personalities. So if you make two of the same unit, you can have them, you know, have different personalities, so they actually sound a little different whenever doing whatever. Just, you know, or pick whichever one is your personal favorite. And finally, select the color. This also won't affect their stats, so choose whatever you like. I'll dye them my color. Alright, so this again doesn't affect how the character plays, it just distinguishes them. You have a set amount of like default colors that each tier of the class has. Right now we only have the first tier, the basic fighter, but then you have these 3 extra colors. Whenever I make a character, I like to pick from one of these colors because you'll never see enemy units that are any of these 3 colors. So even though you know, it's like a generic unit, it's still distinguishable from the enemies you're going to be facing. You know, on games that let me create generic units that, you know, are the same kind of units you're fighting, I always like to do something to distinguish mine from all the rest of them out there. So it's really neat being able to make a unit that's a different color. So, you know, if I'm on a map and there's 4 other fighters and they're all this default color, but my guy is, you know, the green dude, then I know, like, hey, that's you know, he's a fighter, but that's my fighter. So a little bit of customization option there. That's pretty cool. We're just going to slap that one on him for now. I'll start recruiting with your selected requirements. If there aren't any problems, select yes. When you approve, you'll be charged for the health, so make sure everything is correct. It's free this time, so I don't lose any health. So booyah, there we go. That's Omar. The maintenance on the dimension gates finished too. You know, oh, how like ironic that, you know, the repairs to the dimension gate just happened to be finished right after this little character creation tutorial. We replenished our forces for now, so I'll let you decide whether we're going to progress or continue to recruit. Before you go into battle, make sure to equip. Don't forget to equip your character first. Don't send them into battle unarmed. So there we go. We've made Omar our level 2 generic purple-haired fighter. But we're not going to be using any of these default like characters. We're gonna just start making our own here. So what we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna go into the item menu for these printies and the maid that we start with, and we're going to rob them. We're gonna take all of their items from them.
You need something?
And the reason for that is because we're gonna go back to the character creator and we're gonna go to dismiss and permanently remove all 4 of these characters from our party. So there we go. Blank slate. We got Killian, Seraphina, no generic units. We're going to start building our forces from the ground up. So we're going to go back to the character creation menu and we're going to pick another fighter. This time we're serious though. This is a keeper. This is who we're going to roll with for the whole game. So the starting fighter, the generic fighter, the first one I always make, always gets the distinction of being named after myself. You know, he's a little mini me. He's my in-game avatar. He's my little dude. So we're gonna go ahead and name this guy after yours truly and call him Awf. There we go, little Awf fighter. The highest rank that we can get right now is skilled. We don't have enough hell to get distinguished or genius. You can see we only have about 3,500. So this is the best we can get for now. What I like to do is to make all my characters the same level whenever I first create them. So even when we do have larger sums of money on hand, we're still only going to be making characters at the skilled level. It's just a weird quirk of mine that I like to do. So later on, you know, whenever I'm like rolling in the dough and I'm making a character and you're like, oh, why didn't you make them distinguished or genius? Why didn't you go for those extra bonus points? Because I'm the one playing, this is how I do it. I mean, you know, just, if you want to do it differently, then, you know, hey, that's you. So now we have 6 bonus points to give to him. Used to, I would dump all the skill points into attack just to have him doing more damage, but over time I have learned that dumping all the bonus points into health actually provides a bigger long-term benefit. See, these are just his base stats, and the base stats affect how much of a stat increase he gets as he levels up. So a higher base stat means when he levels up, he will get more points in that stat. So dumping those 6 points into HP and having his HP go up to, you know, a base stat of 35 means that when he levels up, he'll just get that much more health per level up. And seeing as how he's a frontline fighter and you want him to be tanky, you want him to be able to take more than one hits, you know, survivability is key. You know, if I want him to hit harder, I just give him a stronger weapon. But there's not as much of a way to raise health. There are health raising equipable items, but I don't like to use up item slots equipping those. So to make him a little bit more tanky, we just give him more health. We're going to go ahead and just make him at level 1, since, you know, early game, it's not going to be hard to level him up anyway.
Wide open. Did I scare you?
And Quietly Burning Fighter is just my favorite of the 3 personalities. See, the other 2 are just a little bit cringe, so we just make them that. As for color, I've always liked this one. I like the white and black. I mean, I wish there was a little something different, like something with a red hair color scheme would be nice, but there's not. So out of the 3 unique colors that I could make him, I think the black and white is just like the most distinctive. So there we go. We've created little mini-me. We could make another character, but we're not going to right now. I'm going to wait until I have a little bit more cash on me, and then we'll come back and make multiple characters at once. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be naming generic characters after some of my Discord friends. So people watching the channel, people in Discord with me, like they're going to pick out certain classes that they want to be, and whenever I get around to creating that class, I'll be naming them, you know, the generic character after that person. So now that we've created a character, like you said, we have to equip the character. Let's just skip that dialogue. So we come to the shop. You have the shop. You've got all your different weapon types are here. You have fist, sword, spear, bow, gun, axe, wand. You have monster weapons, you have defensive items, you have accessories, and you have a menu that lets you buy back anything you might have accidentally sold. So, little mini-me, little in-game Awf there, he is a fighter. We're going to be giving him a sword. You know, the better the weapon, the more expensive the weapon, but since we're just starting off and all the enemies are really low level anyway, we're just going to give him this little basic bitch replica sword here. So you can either buy the item and it goes to your inventory, and then you have to go to the menu and manually equip it, or while you're in the shop, you can press square. In the bottom right corner you see the buttons. You press square to try on, and then you can scroll between all of the characters you have on hand and equip the item directly to the character. So now if we were to go to the menu and we were to go down here to little in-game Awf, you can see that he has that replica sword already equipped. Instead of buying any armor, we did strip those shirts off of the characters we deleted. So we actually have 3 wrinkly clothes, which is the lowest of the low, barely does anything, defensive item, but it is better than nothing. So we'll go back over to little mini-me and we're gonna deck him out. Now, as far as armor goes, you have 3 armor slots. You can equip 3 pieces of armor or accessories. Accessories count as an armor piece, meaning that we can go ahead and equip all 3 of these wrinkly clothes on one character. So he's just going to be walking around with a bunch of shirts on, even though, you know, his in-game depiction is a shirtless buff dude. That's just how RPG armor works, I guess. Bless. So there we go. Made a character, equipped our character, everything's set. Let's do another mission.
Go, dude.
I was getting tired of waiting, you lost bastards!
Lost? No, we're...
So, have you come to take the head of me, the Overlord of Bloodport, Logan? You overwhelmed me with numbers in the previous battle, but it's not gonna be that easy for you this time! Even though I've gotten long in the tooth, and I'm wounded all over, I was once the feared throwing Overlord, and I'm still sharp! Lift and throw! Lift and throw! Lift and then throw! Well, how is that? I've reached my limit, brother.
He's out of breath before the battle even starts.
Looks like this is all a big misunderstanding, but I doubt he's gonna let us leave without a fight.
Oh, Sir Killia, you're eating again? Acting so casual before fighting an overlord. Now that is my Sir Killia for you.
This is a great opportunity. I'll teach you all about lifting and throwing.
Yay, another tutorial level. Like before, we're gonna skip the in-game tutorial. I'll just breeze through it real quick. There's not much to explain. Oh, monsters can't lift and throw. I don't have any monsters right now, so that's not an issue. We'll get to that. Skip. Alright, so.
Let's go!
Other than walking and moving and punching and sorting, another command that you have access to is lift and throw. Each humanoid character, that's what the dialogue we just skipped was explaining. Monsters can't lift and throw. So each humanoid character can lift an item or a character, including enemy characters, and throw them a certain range. Different characters have different throw ranges. Typically, melee characters, like physically strong characters, have a longer throw range. So, like, we'll have Killia pick up little mini-me and toss him over here next to this guy. Boom, like that. It's a way to get characters across the map farther, faster. Like, say you have a super-duper strong character, but he's got a really low movement area. You can just have a couple other characters leapfrog him by picking him up and tossing him, you know, into the thick of it. So now that we've got little mini-me over here by this dude, let's see, we're gonna have Seraphina come out. We're gonna have Seraphina with her gun attack this guy at range across this vertical gap right here, and we'll have little mini-me smack this dude in the back of the head with a sword.
What is it? All men are my servants.
Oh, let's see if I can teach you guys about combos. So, melee fighters, if you have multiple characters standing next to each other, they have to be directly next to each other, meaning it can be beside or behind, or any combination thereof. And you have one character who attacks, you can see at the bottom there, it says chain rate 50%. That means that little mini-me has a 50% chance to join in on the attack. Let's see if he actually does that. Okay, Seraphina learned a weapon skill, so let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. I didn't think she'd learn one that quick. Okay, I didn't chain into that. So, the way weapon skills work is each character's have different aptitudes with weapons. It's a letter ranking system. So you have, you know, E, D, C, B, A, and S. The higher the rank, the better they are with that weapon. So you can see little mini-me over there has a B with swords, spears, and axes. He's a melee character, so he's good with physical weapons, meaning he will level up those skills faster. Now, he could still use a fist, a bow, or a gun, but he would not level up those weapon skills as fast as a sword, spear, or axe. So you can have a character use a weapon they're not proficient with. They would just level up with that weapon slower. As they earn levels in any given weapon skill, they will begin to learn skills with that weapon. So Seraphina just learned Tri-Burst, which is a gun skill. It is the same kind of targeting range as a gun there. It's a straight line. But instead of just doing the default shot, she now does a 3-hit attack to a single character. We got these boxes in the way. We could lift and throw, but I think it's just more fun to punch them. So that's what we're going to do. Again, we'll see if we can get these two to join together for a combo attack.
Thank you.
Killia just learned a fist skill. Wow, they really do not want to combo together, do they? Alright guys, one more time for the combo. There we go.
Let's go. Let's go.
As you can see, there are different team attacks that you can perform by having multiple characters combo together. You can combo up a total of 4 characters. So you can have the main attacker, one person at each side, and then one person behind them. And if you're lucky and all 4
Men are my servants.
attack together, then you get a more damaging attack. So I'm not sure about the exact calculations, but it does take like the attack stats of all the character, adds them together, does some funky math. So you do get a damage boost from doing it. Not only that, but all characters involved get any experience and mana from the kill. So if you have multiple characters join in on a combo attack and they kill an enemy, then everyone can level up from it. So that's how that works.
Good.
Alright, little mini-me learned his first weapon skill. Alright, now aside from combo attacking, our team attacks, I guess the thing I should actually be using the term combo for is having multiple characters attack the same target one after the other. So units attack in whatever order you assign them to attack. So if we tell little mini-me to use your sword skill, Blade Rush, which is a direct attack that attacks 3 panels in front of him, and then tell Killia to use his punch skill, they will not do them in tandem, but do them one after the other. Like such. Alright, what that was explaining is that skills, much like characters, can also be leveled up. The more you use a weapon skill, the more that weapon skill will level up. So if little mini-me were to continue to use Blade Rush would level up and get a little bit stronger, take a little bit less SP to use, stuff like that. So you use a weapon to learn a skill, and then you use the skill to get better at the skill.
This is good. This is unexpected. I want more.
And there we go. Little mini-me is the #1 MVP. Skip the demo is after and before some levels. There are short cutscenes, story cutscenes. We're not going to be skipping them. I'm going to be playing through them so you guys can keep up with the story.
Let me tell you something, brother. This ain't over. The Lost have taken everything from me, but I still have my pride as an overlord, dude. I, Logan, the throwing overlord, shall exact my revenge against you someday, dude. You better believe it, brother.
Looks like he was just one more victim of the Lost. That concludes the basics of battle. You did well for your first time. You should be just fine without me. Alright, looks like this is goodbye.
No, you are mine, Sir Killia. Wherever you go, even if you go to the ends of Celestia, I shall follow you.
How do you figure?
Your objective is to defeat Demon Emperor Void Dark, correct? My objective is to erase Void Dark and rupture the marriage of convenience that my father decided upon on his own. Which means we are both in the same boat. We both seek to defeat Void Dark. No, it's more like we're husband and wife.
How did you jump to that conclusion?
Well, maybe not husband and wife, but we do share the same objective. So don't you think it'd be more efficient to work together?
I can't see how working with someone who has no fighting experience would be efficient.
I will make sure I never drag you down. So please, Sir Killia, let me stay by your side.
What you're saying and what you're doing are pretty contradictory, don't you think?
Well, that's because I'm a demon.
Alright, we can now use the quest shop, dude. Quest shop's now open. There's already lots of quests from many different netherworlds. Does anyone want to lend a handle of these? Anyone? Please? Oh man, it looks so busy, dude. Killy, you need to hurry up and help them. Aren't you guys gonna help? No, it's better to leave these jobs to skillful people like you. I mean, we're apprentices, dude. Ah, look at the quest, dude. Discover Killy's weakness. The reward is 1 million sardines. I'll do it, dude. Leave it to us. Killia, we can now use the request form, dude. Alrighty. So, you know, that's the basic introduction to Disgaea 5. Use general, very, like, anime-inspired strategy RPG. The characters are very tropey, very quirky. They all fit, like, some kind of niche trope character type. You know, Killia's the stoic warrior that doesn't need friends. Seraphina is the haughty, pretty girl that thinks, you know, everybody should bend their knee to her. Just very tropey character archetypes, but like basically tuned up to 11, and that's what makes them so enjoyable. There's plenty of other characters we'll come across during the course of the game, other main characters, other antagonistic characters, and one thing I like about 5 is that they're all pretty memorable. Some of the other Disgaea games, I'm looking at you, 3 and 4, had some characters that were just kind of relatively forgettable, like they were just there, you know, but 5 did a really good job, to me, of making all the characters memorable. Like, they all start out falling into a basic trope, but they grow, so by the end of the game, they mature out of their original tropey designs and become more fleshed out as characters. So I did appreciate that much. We're gonna go ahead and button it up for now. It's been about an hour. I'm trying to keep these videos under an hour for recording reasons, so we're gonna call it a day here. When next we come back, we'll learn more about that quest board we just learned about. We'll do those events that are popped up. I'm trying to not do those right now. So yeah, it's been fun. That's Disgaea 5. Hope you guys like the video. Hope you guys keep coming back. If so, I'll see y'all next time. This is your captain signing off.